Canoeing in Killarney Provincial Park.
We're to Killarney today. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Got some nice fall colors.
Canoeing in Killarney Provincial Park is a breathtaking experience that offers stunning landscapes and tranquility. Nestled in the heart of Ontario, this park is home to crystal clear lakes, majestic cliffs, and abundant wildlife.
Road going into Johnny Lake. Made it to the Johnny Lake canoe launch at 4:30. Here we are, Johnny Lake, ready to go.
Ready? What paddle do you want?
A few cottages at the beginning of this lake and a little bit of rain this afternoon, but tomorrow's supposed to be nice.
Yeah. I mean, because we did Sylvania 3 years ago.
Yeah, but that Manistee is just like a little interim. We are heading to our campsite on Johnny Lake. We just saw our first wildlife, a great blue heron. Got some fog coming in. Here's our portage point. It's all of our gear and the canoe. Here's our entry point. That is going to be fun going down there. That was the portage entry point. We are now on Ruth Roy Lake. That's where we had to bring the canoe down. Kind of difficult, but we made it without tipping. 6:10, we already made it to our site. We were looking for the best place to unload. On Monday, we started at our campsite 118, canoed through Johnny Lake, did the 800-meter portage with our canoe to Clear Silver Lake, canoed up to the trailhead to Silver Peak, then we hiked the trail to Silver Peak, and then returned on the same route back to campsite 118. Monday morning, 7:45, here's camp, and here's our campsite. Here's our table,
Morning.
fire pit. Got some nice cooking tables. I'm doing a cinnamon and spice oatmeal this morning. 9:30, we're heading out towards the portage. Doing the portage back to Johnny Lake from Ruth Roy. Oh, waterfall right by the portage. 9:51, we're on Johnny Lake. .10:06. We're heading into this channel here. Here's our next 800-meter portage. Coming up to this portage here. The portage we're heading to Silver Lake. This is a lot easier getting out than the last portage. Well, here's some waterfalls at the portage to Clear Silver Lake. Portaging to Clear Silver Lake. 800-meter portage to Quicksilver Lake. Heading to the portage on Quicksilver Lake. Campsite 195 should be right up here. 11:28. Here's campsite 195. Here's from site 195, Clear Silver Lake. The small waterfalls on the end of Clear Silver Lake. We're starting the hike to Lookout Point, 11:56. Silver Peak via the Silhouette Trail, 3.4 kilometers. This way. Paper birch forest in here. Large tooth aspen. Lots of lakes and rivers out here. Little toad. And now climbing up to the top. A lot of rock. It's a cool corridor through here. There's so many streams. A lot of climbing on this trail. Getting close to the top of Silver Peak. Thought we were almost to the top, but still have a ways to go. 1:43, I think we're about there. Got to the top of Silver Peak. 45 minutes to the top of Silver Peak. Good job. Nice. It was a pretty tough climb, actually. Oh, it feels good laying here. 2:44, we're heading back down the mountain. Heading down this rocky road. Attack. He's defending his territory. Hope he's not rabid. Just go back to the portage. 3:56. Back at Clear Silver Lake. Arriving at the portage to Johnny Lake. Portage back to Johnny Lake. For 58, it is calm out here now. Hey Rick, made it to the portage to Ruth Roy, Johnny Lake. 5:37, back at camp. No animals have attacked. Food's still hanging. Everything looks good. Got a really nice bench here. It really helps out with this place. And we're gonna have beef stroganoff tonight. Beef stroganoff for dinner with a beautiful view of the lake. Today we started at our campsite 118, canoed to the canoe launch at Johnny Lake. We drove to the visitor center at George Lake, and then we hiked the Cranberry Bog Trail. Tuesday morning, 7:50, gorgeous day. Apple cinnamon oatmeal today, cooking up breakfast. We're heading to Johnny Lake. We're gonna go hiking in Cranberry Bog over by Killarney. This is the way back to Johnny Lake. So we gotta pull our canoe up on this portage. Heading to our car. Pretty cloudy today. Getting close to the portage. Out of here. There's campsite 111 right by the parking lot. 111. 10:30 back at the parking lot. And there's a few houses along here. It's the road going into the Johnny Lake launch. Rick, we're heading back to Killarney, do some hiking at Cranberry Bog, get some gas, driving into Killarney. This is the town of Killarney. Not much to it. Got some serious rain going on now. George Lake, this is where we're going to do our hike. Cranberry Bog. We're starting Cranberry Bog, 4-kilometer trail. Difficulty moderate with some steep sections, 2 to 2.5 hours. It's a walk in the rain today, but better than sitting at camp. Cranberry Bog. It's wet, but it's not cold. Sure looks like a beaver dam. Lots of wintergreen berries out here. This is a beaver community neighborhood. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 lodges just from this point. This beaver used 2x4s in his lodge. Here's George Lake, end of the trail. Here's the campground at George Lake. Few spots occupied, but pretty deserted. 2:30, drive back to Johnny Lake. 2:54, we're back at Johnny Lake. Dam's right behind me. Heading back to camp after a nice hike at Cranberry Bog. Got a lot of rock cliffs. Going around the channel, Johnny Lake, beautiful. Coming up to the Ruth Roy Portage. There's our Camp 118, there's the entrance point, and there's our tent up in there. We got food bags hanging. Nice rock outcropping to relax on and watch the stars tonight. And we got an outhouse in back. Gorgeous. 4 o'clock, we're back at camp. After a nice day, we got our tarp up. Water is calm now. We have a choke of these tonight to go with it. I think we'll take the backcountry bison bowl. There's our privy. I'm going to take a hike to the other side of the peninsula, see what I can see. I see a squirrel. Very thick walking back in here. Very thick walking. Here's the other side of our peninsula. A lot of rock ledges. Finding out bushwhacking back in here is very difficult. There is a lot of rugged ups and downs trying to worm my way through. Tuesday night, skies are clearing up. Got a rainbow. There will never be another flood. That's a sure sign. Gonna do some roasted garlic. Grab one. Here's dinner. It's gonna taste awfully good after a hike in the rain. Taking a ride across the lake. See if I can. Oh, that we can hear. This is what we're hearing from our camp. Not much of a waterfall, but pretty. Small fire tonight for some s'mores. You got some s'mores tonight? A little treat? Try it, Rick. Take a bite. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Good. Today we started at our campsite 118. We canoed through Johnny Lake. This way, 30-meter portage by a beaver dam. Then we took a 300-meter portage to Bell Lake. Canoed through Bell Lake this way. Up to the 710-meter portage to David Creek. We walked that. Walked back. Took the 170-meter portage to Log Boom Lake. Canoed through Log Boom Lake. A few more portages. And then back to Johnny Lake to our campsite at 118. It's 7:30, a rainy morning, but it looks like it might be clearing up a little bit. But very calm. Leaving camp. Here's Johnny Lake. Just finished the portage back there. Little bit of rain. There's a house out in the middle of nowhere. We're wondering if there's a road going to it. Big rock cliff. Campsite 115. Here's a view from campsite 115. Still on Johnny Lake. It's a big lake. Entering a channel going into the portage. A lot of water striders here. Found at Beaver Dam, and there's no sign for the portage, but there is a little trail. There's one big beaver dam. Okay, this is the portage. Short portage here. I think this is still Johnny Lake. We got our next portage right over there, but we might explore up ahead a little bit first. This lake is a lot different than the others. These videos don't look really good. I'm looking at. We're arriving at the portage. 310-meter portage to Bell Lake from Johnny Lake. Started at our campsite, headed up this way through Johnny Lake, down here. Now we went over, we took a 30-meter portage over Beaver Dam. Now we're at the 310-meter portage to Bell Lake. We'll head around that way. Lunch spot here today. Got some gorp, apple, protein bars, cheese. We were at the portage spot here, going into Bell Lake. 310-meter portage from Johnny Lake to Bell Lake. Rick is the porter today. Pretty easy portage. And we were surprised to run into a canoe outfitter, Killarney Canoes, and access point here. We didn't know there was a road coming in here. And we hear a generator going, some houses over there, cross into a little narrow channel. This is site 132, one of the only 2 campsites on the lake. Nice spot. Got a nice view of the channel where we're heading to take a hike to David Lake. There's a site, fire pit right over there. Most of these lakes, it's just steep drop off. It goes down deep. And there's some nice pine forests out here. It's gorgeous. There's our portage we'll be taking, but we're going to head up this way and hike to David Lake. This is a portage to David Lake. We're just going to walk it. And there's a beaver dam up here. We're going to stop and have some lunch. Cool beaver dam and a lot of fresh cuttings on it. This is our second lunch by the beaver dam. This is David Creek. Some giant beaver dams. There's Bell Lake going into David Creek. Yeah, that might be the trail to Silver Peak.
That must be the trail that goes through
Looking for our portage. 170 meter portage back to Johnny Lake. Here's Bell Lake. We're leaving that on a portage to Log Boom Lake. And I think we're gonna just carry the kayak this time on each end instead of over our heads. There's a small beaver dam along the portage. That is a cool log jam, baby. That is awesome. There's one pile of old logs. Old truck trailer along the trail. .302 just entered Log Boom Lake, and a small little lake, and we're gonna portage to Johnny Lake from here. Straight that way. And looks like another beaver dam over there. So another little section of Log Boom Lake. A beaver has started another small dam here. Got some fresh fir cuttings on there. Here's our portage at Log Boom Lake going towards Johnny Lake. Very short. Can you handle this one, Rick?
I don't know.
And there's the beaver dam and our next portage right across the lake here. Pull me in, wait, I'm gonna tip, This is gonna be another short one. I can see Johnny Lake already. Small set of waterfalls, and there's a cove in Johnny Lake. and this is the hardest it's rained all day. 20% chance of rain today, and it's been raining on and off all day non-stop. We think that's our channel up ahead. There's campsite 115. We found this channel very difficult. We went the wrong way trying to find this thing to Ruthroy Lake, but we are on the right track now. 4:26, arriving at Portage to Ruthroy. Arrived back at camp. It was a good wet day, and I just fell in up to my knees and my arms right at the end. Made it all day. Rick, get back here. I made it all day without getting wet, except for 2 soakers. At the end, Rick was pulling the canoe out of the water. I was sitting at the back, and it completely capsized. And I was literally laying in the water up to my neck. So pretty much everything I have is wet, but it's not too cold. Rick, how's your meal?
Delicious.
How's your homestyle chicken and rice? I just got my usual Knorr's Alfredo. Never get sick of it. And I'm drying out. Everything's wet. Holy cow, I'm gonna be going to bed early tonight in my sleeping bag. It's probably low 50s, raining. I got dry pants and underwear on and dry socks, but my upper layers are all wet. So I'll be heading to bed early. Today we packed up out of our campsite at 118, canoed to the launch, Johnny Lake. Then we drove all the way to the visitor center at George Lake, got our permit to hike the crack, drove back to the crack, and then hiked up to the crack, and then went back to George Lake where we camped for the night. It's Thursday morning on Ruthroy Lake. Maybe the 40s this morning, windy, cloudy, stayed warm last night. My stuff is slowly drying out, so I think I'll stay warm tonight. Taking down the tent. There's the gear. Odds and ends, wet clothes, odds and ends, leftover food. There we are, loaded up, ready to go. And look at that. There's camp. Coming up to the Portage to Johnny Lake. It's the last of it except for the canoe. We transferred everything on the last portage to Johnny Lake, heading to the parking lot. There's the portage behind us to Ruthroy. The water is calm this morning. Gorgeous morning out here today. Paper birch is changing color. There's the Beaver Lodge. Nice outcropping of rock. Nearing the launch. $10:30, back at the launch. Canoe fits pretty good on the car. Here's the headquarters of the park. You get permits and things. We are gonna hike the crack right up here. This is the beginning of this famous trail. So far, this hike is pretty easy, waiting for the uphill. It just turned into an actual trail. So far, I'm liking this hike. 154, we're starting to climb. This is where the scrambling begins. I think it's right up there. Lots of scrambling. There's the markers. I think that's the peak up there, so we got a ways to go. Gotta scramble up here. And there's the crack. There's a crack down there. Beautiful. Well worth the hike. There's Rick coming through the crack. That's the way down. 316. We are heading back down. I think this is the end of the scrambling. Now, smooth sailing. 4:30, finished the crack trail. Back at the parking lot, we encountered probably 15 people out there, maybe 4 groups of people. We were at the campground at George Lake by the headquarters, camping here for our last night. Rick just cooked up some mountain house spaghetti with beef marinara, and we got a view of the swamp. Good for our last night. We're gonna pack up in the morning and head home. Got 9 hours drive home. We're on George Lake. We're just going to take a quick evening canoe trip, check it out. Lots of granite on George Lake. There's some nice cliffs up ahead, can't really see them in GoPro. This is gorgeous, still got some light. The water is so calm tonight. Look at that, granite ledge, awesome. Glad we made it out here tonight. Nice trip through George Lake tonight. Our last night. Gonna have some s'mores.
Is this my graham cracker here?
Yeah, it's good. Try it.